Hey guys, this is Connor, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to set up Half-Life 1 for speedrunning. Now in this video I'm going to automatically assume that you've played the game before, you know where to go, you know what to do. But this is going to be a speedrun of the game and not just a normal walkthrough. So if you haven't already played the game, I really recommend it. Play it a few times if you need to, just to learn where you have to go, because there are some parts of the game that you can get lost in. Okay, so first of all what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a client for the game. A lot of people prefer to just get the base game and then get Bunny Mod Pro, which enables them to actually bunny hop in the game without speed restrictions, and obviously it's the only tool that's actually allowed in terms of client based for official speedruns like tournaments and speedruns.com. Now I don't actually class myself as a professional, so I prefer to use a client called NGHL, and I will put a link to in the description for that. It's a Russian based client, not written in Russian, it's just made by a Russian team, and essentially what it does is it actually adds controls for people that can't bunny hop that well. It makes your life a lot easier so that even people that are new or just starting out can still have fun. Now I've been bunny hopping for a long time, even without Half-Life 1, but I would still say I'm very amateur at it. So I've got my client here downloaded. When you install NGHL, it does actually pre-install the game itself. So if you are going to do this, it's probably best if you do buy the game first, just so that, you know, if anyone ever says to you, oh well, you didn't even buy the game, you can sort of just turn around and say, well yes I did, I do own the game, what I'm doing is still legal. But that's none of my concern. Okay, so when you start your client up, at least mine is NGHL, it will look like this. In your options, make sure you have all of the bindings you need, such as quick save and quick load. In my version, instead of having my space bound to jump, I have it bound to bunny jump, because when I hold it, it will automatically jump for me. Another two set of keys, which are going to be in the description, you will need to bind to lower and heighten your FPS. The reason we do this is because there's actually some parts and elements of the game that have different effects depending on what your FPS is, and it makes a lot of different tactics easier, such as having a very small amount of frames to initiate a certain jump. Lowering your FPS means that you get more time to see these frames in order to actually reach those positions and things like that, which you can then heighten your FPS after making a save once you're there. Another bind I have, which I'm going to put in the description, I can't bring it up because it's not in the options, is when I press a button on my keyboard, it will actually launch a new game on the level that needs to be started on, and it will start recording a demo. So I'm going to set a game up, I'm going to press my bind, and it takes me to the level I need to be on. And I'm going to make a save right here using my quick save key. And if I press my load key, it will take me to my last quick save. Okay, so just a very quick brief through bunny hopping. I'm not going to be teaching you how to bunny hop, I'll probably link someone else's video because there's a lot of people better than me out there. With this client, if I just hold space, it will jump for me. And really quickly, when I'm bunny hopping, I only use A when I'm turning left and D when I'm turning right, unless I'm trying to get a very long jump out of it, such as things like that. Okay, so just briefly, once that's all set up, you're going to need to learn certain different tactics for avoidance. I'm only going to be doing this until I'm actually at Freeman's lab. I might carry on after that. It depends on how well this goes. I'm not saying based on ratings. I'm saying based on my own opinion of this video. It'll be uploaded no matter what, even if it's bad quality, even if I don't shut the fuck up. Yeah. So I'm going to load from that save when the doors are opening. A lot of people like to set up their own positions in here. Like I've seen some people prefer to be back here, I've seen some people here, some people on the door. My favourite place to be is around here, so that when the doors actually start opening I can bunny hop straight through and keep a pan. So when you get to this part around here, you'll see there's a slope and there's a bit up here that you can actually hit your head on. If you jump from about back here, when you're going down the slope, the next jump you won't hit your head.
It's good to see you.
But just to be safe, when coming around this bend, hold your crouch key and you won't actually hit your head either way. And as long as you let go of the crouch key just after you're past this wall, you can turn right straight away and carry on as normal, like this.
Hey, Mr. Freeman. Freeman?
Okay, so next up we need to go get our suit. So we can jump straight over the desk. I like to make a save here because I sometimes fall off. And now to get back up there, we're not going to walk all the way around, no, because that's boring and we're speedrunners now. We're pro players, you know. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to step back a little bit. If we hold shift on this client, it makes us walk. Sprint is on by default. And what we're going to do is we're going to sort of like curl our jump to land in that corner there, in between the desk and the wall. Like that. Oh, not like that. Like that. And then again, now that we have a suit, we just come out here. Now this part here is where the FPS trick comes in handy. When we go around this corner, there's a guard and he lets us in, but he takes a long time to actually get to the button and start talking to us. So I've got a key which is Z for me to lower my FPS. If I lower my FPS, he doesn't stand here staring at me for like 20 seconds or 5 seconds. He just goes straight to the button and lets me in. Okay, so the next part around here is the part where a lot of new speedrunners actually struggle. They either take the lift, which is a no-no, or they know about this little skip, but they jump early, or they turn too early. So a lot of people, when they turn, they go like that and hit their head, which stops them from moving. So you hit your head on that and it stops you from actually going anywhere. If you wait just a second and then start to turn left, there's a ladder to the left of us which we can grab on, because grabbing onto ladders in any Half-Life game will stop you from taking any fall damage. So if we wait for a second, I'm still a scrub. If we just wait and grab on, we don't take any fall damage now, and we can jump straight off the ladder. So if we were coming around this corner, and then we open this door, and we just like that, we can carry on the jump straight away. Go over this, open the door, carry on going about our business. Now, it's important out here to make a save if you're going for a progress and not a full speed run. If you're going for a full speed run, you should always start from the beginning. So we should make a save out here, because what we're about to do is push an NPC through a door. Now I'll tell you how this works closer to the time, but the reason we make a save out here is because if we make one in the next map, in the next zone, if we fail this and load from our save, it doesn't work anymore. It only works if we do it from outside the map. So I'm making my save here, I'm going to carry on going, and then the new zone has loaded and we're inside. So what we're going to do is, and I've already messed it up, see? That's why we make our save outside. So if we come in here and stand in front of this guy here, if we aim him towards the door and just walk into him, we don't need to press use, we don't need to crouch. If we just walk into him, it'll push him. and if we push him close enough to this door, he tries to walk through it. Now the way this works, his path that he was going to walk would have been about here, which means he would have had to step here. Now, the Half-Life engine is very technical and very nice, and so when his path was set to here, it knew he had to walk through this door, but the door was closed. But because the door is interactable, and it knew that an NPC had to get through, the door opened for us. And so we abused the NPC and the doors to let ourselves through. It's not 100% accurate what I've said, but if you understand pathing, you know what I'm talking about. There is a quicker way to go down this lift too, but I'm still a scrub. So we can pick up speed from that wall. Again, I'm going to save outside, because it involves pushing NPCs again. So these two, we're just going to try and get them as close to these as we can. And there's a lot of different techniques you can use, but I prefer some of the ones I've seen online, of just pushing them out, and then when they shut up, pushing them closer to the buttons.
Now, if you follow standard insertion procedures, everything will be fine.
I don't know how you can say that, although I will.
So yeah, this is close enough, but you know, the closer they are the better, because it makes them take less time to actually press the buttons.
We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong.
Yes.
So in this next room, there's a bug that can happen a lot of the time, and this bug is that the cart doesn't actually move when you push it. This happens for a lot of reasons. I haven't figured them all out yet. It still happens to me quite a lot of the time, but I've noticed that it happens to me a lot less if, instead of bunny hopping around this room, I walk straight to the stairs, go up them normally, and then walk over here and wait for my instructions, rather than bunny hop the whole room and then up the stairs and, you know, try and get here as fast as I can. So this little red switch is what we have to be pressing. If you played the game, you know that. And he says it around the second and. So that was the first. And there we go. So now we can go straight down. And this is where the cart is going to be delivered to us.
Emitters in 3, 2, 1. I'm seeing predictable phase arrays.
Yes, there's not much we can actually do at this point apart from observe. You know, ooh, look at the pretty 1997 graphics.
Gordon, we cannot predict how long the system can operate at this level. Please, work as quickly as you can.
I love it that in this room they tell you to work as quickly as you can, but they don't give you anything to do until after that message is played at least once.
Probably not a problem. Probably, but I'm showing a small discrepancy. Well, no, it's well within acceptable bounds again. Sustaining sequence.
I've just been informed that the sample is ready, Gordon. It should be coming up to you any moment. Look to the delivery system for your specimen.
If it's stuck now, no, it's not. Okay, so we're going to push it there, and we're going to pull it out for a certain reason. And that's so that an NPC enemy can actually spawn on it in a second. So that here, I'm lowering my FPS because I need to make one of those frame jumps I told you about. We're going to be climbing the ladder quickly and crouching onto this at the peak of our ladder climb. The reason we lower our FPS is so that we can actually pinpoint accurate, see where the peak is, and at the peak of our jump we're going to press our crouch key to raise our height just I think it's about 2 units, but that 2 units is enough to actually put us on this light. The reason we go onto this light is because this whole room is filled with a trigger, and that trigger will teleport anyone that's in the actual room to the Vortigon side. And so now what we wait for while we're up here, we're waiting for like a noise. That noise there, and that tells us it's safe to go down without being teleported. So yeah, now there's an NPC and we're gonna have to do a massive long jump, and I apologise if this takes me forever, but again, I am a scrub. Okay, so now we have the NPC. We have to wait for him to actually attack us, but we have to do it in the green zone, which is the annoying part. So I've actually failed this, so I'm going to carry on as normal. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to stand on his head and he's supposed to zap us, and we're supposed to 180 sort of strafe jump onto that window while it's green, and then when the zone changes we can just walk through there and skip this whole next section. I might be able to upload a video of that later in time, it's just I'm still learning everything. So obviously we want help, don't get killed by that. The only reason I'm not actually speedrunning this part is because, well, yeah, usually this whole dialogue here is skippable. So we just have to talk to these guys. Again, we don't usually, because we can just go straight through that window, skip this whole dialogue here and the climb, and just go straight out.
I'm afraid to move in and all our phones are out. Please, get to the surface as soon as you can and let someone know we're stranded down here. You'll need me to activate the retinal scanners. I'm sure the rest of the science team will gladly help you. Let's go. I'm slowing you down, am I? Glad to oblige a fellow scientist.
Okay, yep. And we're going to take him over to this. He's got to open the door for us.
Responsible for this mess.
Silly board's gone. Oh yeah, another trick, so if you guys didn't know, then I'm sorry I didn't explain this earlier, because it was actually vitally important for the climbing on the light. In most Half-Life games, CSGO has now patched it in the stock maps. When climbing a ladder, if you use W and A and climb, it's an okay speed. If you turn to the side, you can use A to climb, or you can use A or D depending on which way you're looking, so D for left and A for right. You can still actually use W and S to climb while using the other keys too, and this actually doubles your speed while climbing ladders. So if I were to be looking down and to the right of the ladder, if I press S and A rather than just S, I can climb at double speed, which is very useful in a lot of games. It still works in things like Gary's Mod, Half-Life 2 and CSS. So we're just going to skip all of the fights around here. Yep, just skip everything. Usually you can get through that gap. And we're going to come around to the beginning where we started, through here, and stick to the right so we don't get squished. Come up here. And then to the left here is a gun. And we crouch here. And then we open this door to the next zone. Now this is where I'm going to end the video, because this was just a guide to set up. I've probably missed a lot of stuff out, but if I have, then just let me know and I'll probably make a better video including all of the information that I've missed out in this. So if there's anything you needed to know, just please just put a comment down or something and just say hey you fucking retard, you forgot about this, can you please tell me how I do this, or something like that, and I'll just reply well, not straight away, but I'll reply as soon as I can, and maybe even get another video up. Thanks for watching.